Welcome to Talkin' Zombies in downtown Phoenix. We're here at the Downtown Phoenix Engagement Lab at Arizona Center, and what we're going to do today is, in preparation for Zombie Walk 6, which is October 25th at Heritage and Science Park here in downtown Phoenix, we're going to show you, the viewer, how you can make yourself become a zombie in 15 minutes or less on the cheap, using many products that you probably already have in your home. With us today is Samantha Jackson, expert makeup applicator from the Downtown Phoenix Partnership, and Guy Engard, who is a professional ambassador and part-time zombie. Sam, you're going to take us through some of the products that people will need before we get started, and then we're going to come back and you're going to do a quick procedural right here on Guy's face. Awesome.
First off, zombie makeup is really easy, and a lot of this stuff you can buy from your local grocery store. If you want to do some kind of hardcore layers and scars and things like that, and you don't want to buy latex, you can use gelatin as a faux latex. And the way that you do this is you use like 2 tablespoons of gelatin, 2 tablespoons of glycerin, 2 tablespoons of water, and you mix it in a bowl and you pop it in a microwave for about 20 seconds. It gets to a nice liquid consistency. Be careful, always do a little test before you put it right on your skin. But once it dries on your skin, you're able to kind of tear it apart a little bit and use that to create scars. You can use toothpicks to pull away the gelatin mixture if you need to, or you can also use glue, almost like when you were in 4th grade and you put glue on your skin and then peel it back in art class. Same thing for zombies. A lot of other good things that you can use: cotton balls to apply makeup. If you want to be able to wash your makeup off easily, Vaseline is the best way to do that. Put Vaseline on first before you put the makeup on. For blood, because obviously you have to have a ton of blood if you're going to be a zombie, light corn syrup is the way to go there, with a little food coloring. Red, obviously. A little bit of blue will give it a deeper red color. Powdered sugar gives it a really nice glistening, gleam on your blood if you want it to look nice and shiny. Cocoa gives it a nice deeper, textury kind of look to your blood. And then minced onions, if you want some skin flakes in your blood, that's also a fun way to to build up your makeup a little bit. Can't go wrong with sponge application for any makeup that you use. And then if you are a woman, or if you have a sister or an aunt or mom, raid her makeup drawer, because a lot of times makeup brushes and lipsticks and things like that, all eyeliners work really well for zombie makeup.
What's the first step toward becoming a zombie?
I always like to look like they've been bitten and they've got the virus and it's coursing through their veins and things are oozing and skin is kind of coming off and things like that. For simplicity today, what we'll do is we'll start with the eyes, and I like to use just a lip liner to line the eyes to give it like a nice, you've been infected.
Now, would someone be able to do this on their own, or is it always a 2-man job?
You can absolutely do this on your own. You don't, and there's no mistakes in zombie makeup. So even when you think you're like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have put that there, you make it work.
So even the worst screw-ups are actually still in character. So what we're looking for is a deadening of the eyes, a paling of the skin, and to give the impression of infection. And then we're also going to try to achieve some seeping wounds. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is really important because we anticipate that upwards of 20,000 people are going to come to Zombie Walk. And we need them to come down in character, in full makeup, because every person who's in makeup will be counted as we pursue the Guinness World Record for zombie gatherings.
Usually there's a lot of really great makeup products, especially around the fall, so you see a lot of darker colors. So if you can find a makeup palette that has like browns or blacks, that's yellows, those are all really great to use. The one thing that you do need to be careful of with makeup is that it has a tendency to have like that shimmer, which sucks unless you want to be like a disco zombie, which would, kind of works.
Now, as far as price point for makeup, do you recommend people invest in the makeup part of it, or?
Cheapest thing you can find, go to the cheapest stores you can go to. You know, you don't want to invest a lot of money, obviously, in what you're using. And if you already have friends, you know, that love makeup, they probably have a lot of this on hand where you wouldn't even have to buy, you'd have to borrow it. So zombies are dead. So you gotta go for some, you know, some dark eyes. So the second thing we're gonna do is put some, just some dark makeup around his eyes.
Guy, have you developed any sort of backstory on how you came to become a zombie, or is that something that just changes event by event?
You actually called it, yeah. There's no permanent story for my character, because depending on what we're doing, I can change and do different things. You know, you've got your 28 Days Later zombies and your Walking Dead zombies, your Romero zombies. You know, that's what's so fun about it, is you can make it different every time. So.
And there's actually probably 5 or 6 different iterations of your zombie makeup that can be done in anything from 5 minutes to a much more elaborate half-hour, 1-hour application. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So some of the zombie applications that Sam has done in the past, they have the flaps of skin hanging off the face, they have an eyeball popping out, they have what appears to be a torn off ear, throat, gaping throat wounds. It's mildly disgusting, but it's so much fun.
Such a good time. And so one of the things that I like to do is try and look for natural, you know, lines already in the face. Here's when wrinkles and things are actually kind of good, because it makes it easier for you to come in and shade. Yeah.
We're starting to see the transformation now. Tell me about, is there a movie or a show that you watch kind of religiously and
Yeah, absolutely. Avid Walking Dead fan. Okay. Avid Walking Dead fan. Don't miss it.
do you actually root for the zombies?
It's kind of hard to, you know, not want to see something really nasty go down with one of the characters, not even gonna lie.
But where would people go to go get maybe that next level of makeup kits?
Buy yourself a bruise wheel. I buy this one at Easley's. That's kind of our downtown go-to makeup costuming place. They've been on the scene for a really long time. But you can't go wrong. If you are going to spend money, bruise wheel. We want Guy here to look like he just fed. So starting that nice red base here is really great. You know, bring that down. The other thing to remember with a lot of makeups is that eventually you want to get like down here on the neck, you want to get your arms. If you're going to wear shorts, you want to get your legs. You know, your zombie, you want to make sure you get behind, you get your ears. Like your zombie, you're a zombie. You should not be just zombie in your face. You should be zombie in your whole, you know, on your whole body.
His shirt is spectacular. It was once a ambassador shirt that is now caked with every fluid known to man. It's disgusting. Guy, give me the history of this shirt.
I believe it's probably 4 years old by now. You know, when Sam uses a stipple sponge to put the blood on, I go to extra lengths to get more blood on this shirt every single time. It'll actually even stand up by itself in a lot of ways. It almost feels like armor a little bit. But it really has just only gotten better with age, you know.
So do you wash that in cold, or is that dry clean only?
No, this is probably a couple more years and it probably will smell so bad I'll have to start making a new one, but it's served me well for so long now, I don't wash it at all.
The greens and blues and purples are such an easy way to, you know, go in and make veins so people can see the infection is really starting to travel.
So you started with the eyes today. Is that pretty much where you always start?
Usually if I'm going to do a big makeup application, I start with the latex first. So if I'm going to do latex or the gelatin, if I'm going to do any of that kind of like scars or, you know, anything, you know, prosthetic-y like that, I'm going to start with that first and let that dry and then just kind of layer things up.
Now we are at the blood, okay.
And this, for sure, is one of the things that sets a zombie makeup apart. This is a stippling sponge. You can buy them at any costume shop. Usually a lot of those costume shops around the valley carry these. This is we always do the blood last. It's the best part. It's the most fun. Once you've made your blood and you've got it in there, you just dip a little bit in your sponge and you go straight over.
You had said that your recipe for blood is literally just some corn syrup and a little bit of food coloring, red, maybe a little bit of blue to deepen it out a little bit, and then minced onions provide some fleshy texture, and as well as some sugar.
Absolutely, some cocoa powder in there just to give it. You want it to be darker, so that's really where the cocoa powder kind of helps with that. A couple of other things that we like to do with the shirts. We like to burn them. I don't think we burned this one, but setting your clothes on fire that's a fantastic way to get a realistic look. We have. You can cut with scissors and you get like these really great lines, obviously. But a lot of times if you scrape the material with the scissors, it starts to give it like a more frayed look than just your natural kind of hard cut with a scissors. So that's about it.
Well, excellent. Thanks to Guy for being just the very best zombie ambassador that downtown Phoenix has ever known, and to Sam Jackson, who, as we said earlier, has done countless numbers of these applications. So you can believe what she says when it comes to being able to do zombie makeup on the cheap and being able to do it quickly. So again, we'll remind you that October 25th is Zombie Walk 6. We want you all to come down as we try to break the Guinness the Guinness World Record for largest zombie gathering in the world. We want you to be a part of it, and now you know how to do your own makeup. So we'll see you then.